What's going on, YouTube? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin. Right now we're sitting at $9,435. We're down 1.61%. What I wanted to do today was still go over some of the areas, some of the alarms and alerts that I had in. And first of all, I want to start out here showing you my upside alert, so you can put these on your charts as well. I want to be alerted if we get over 10,393. That was our previous high that we made it up to. And then to the downside, you can see right down in this area at 8,921, I want to be alerted. And guys, what I've been looking at here and paying a lot of attention to, whenever Bitcoin pumps hard, even in a bull market, it has a really deep retracement, and that's something you always have to be aware of. As you can see from this area here, what I want to do is give you some price ranges. And also, if you get something from these videos, guys, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share with your friends. But as I'm going through here and I'm looking at these retracements, so we'll go from this previous one here all the way down, you're looking at about a 10.5% retracement. And what I wanted to do here was look at where we're at this moment right now. So if we take it down, we're at about 12%. So we're still in that normal range of the cooling down process. Remember, markets are like human beings. I've talked about this before. They need to breathe. When you pump extremely hard, extremely fast, you have to think about it, guys. When we set this bullish engulfing candle, and this was December 18th, 2019, we closed at about $7,300. And since then, we've made an over $2,000 move to the upside. So there's going to have to be some cooling down process each time we pump. Now, what I want to see us hold is the 50 moving average in that 200. We have gotten our golden cross, and I believe that's going to be significant. And in my opinion, or my take on this, and remember, this isn't financial advice, we needed this big deep breath before we can make that next strong move up and try to challenge $11,000. And the reason for that is our RSI was getting so overextended. We were up in the 70s up here at 10,300 when this golden cross was taking place. And if we would have just kept pushing up, we wouldn't have had enough room on that RSI. It was just getting too overextended, so we needed us to cool back down before we can make that next move. So am I nervous about us being at $9,500? I'm not. Would I have liked to see us hold $10,000? Absolutely, because 10,000 still is that psychological level that we've talked about before. I wanted to see us hold support off that, but I still think we're going to be okay here as long as we hold this 50 and this 200-day moving average. That's the key. And you can also see we're sitting on a support level that's very important. So this previous resistance area, we broke up through it, and we closed our candle at about $9,600, and that took us all the way up to about that 10,400. But this was old resistance. We broke through it. We would want that to become new support. And you can see we have a smaller day candle, almost one of those spinning top candles, as we fight back and forth over this level. And that's also trying to find support off this 40 moving average. And I think the 40 moving average does a really good job in cryptocurrency as well. Now, to the downside, or the bearish things that I'm seeing here, obviously our RSI still is heading down right now. We're at 48. So in my opinion, that's good though. So we can get that next push up, and we'll have plenty of room to run on the RSI without getting into those overbought territory. So for me, this is all a good thing, guys. I look at this, and this isn't financial advice. I look at it as if you weren't in a Bitcoin position, this is a spot where you can start slowly laddering in or layering in. If it drops down, down to these areas here, that's maybe another spot to buy. But I just don't know if we will even make it to those levels, because I believe that buyers will be stepping in around the area that we're in right now, maybe even a little bit lower. But in terms of the RSI, we are at that 48 right now, when we had been all the way up around 75. And with a golden cross taking place at 75, I just don't know how much higher we could have went up. So I think this is a really good thing for us. Next, what I wanted to point out to you was the volume here. Volume has just been staying pretty level, as you can see, this moving average that's going along with it. So that's pretty level. So two things that I'm looking at here is either we're going to consolidate for a while at this area as we still continue to cool off before we start coming up and challenging some of these levels, or we're going to head back just a little bit more down, maybe to that $9,000, that $8,900, around that 200 moving average, and then I would anticipate some type of bounce off that. We broke through this 200 with conviction, and if the bears give, or the bulls give that up, guys, that would be a really bad sign if we start dropping back down below that 50 and the 200, especially after we got that golden cross. So that's definitely something you're going to want to pay attention to. And like I said, alarms to the upside, I want to be alerted at 10,393. To the downside, we're going to be looking at 8,921. But each time when you look at these pumps, guys, we have a deep retracement. A lot of times you'll even have a retracement. You'll pump up, In a bull market, this is what I'm talking about, and you'll retrace all the way back to that 0.618, even if you're doing mini fibs, before you pump again and you just make that next move. So am I concerned about Bitcoin right now? Me personally, I'm not. I think this is a great thing that we're cooling down, we're calming down. I would start getting nervous if we start breaking down through this 50 and that 200 and start really breaking down through my alarm there. And as you see on the stock, we are in that oversold territory right now. So another thing I'd look for is a bullish candlestick pattern off this support with a stock cross and see if that would be enough to get us heading to the upside. Next thing I wanted to show you was some of the trading view indicators, just to show you where we're at here. So if we go into this, this is on the 1 day time frame. So right now it's throwing a 10 for sell signal, a 9 for neutral, and a 9 for buy. We are still in the buy zone if you take a look at that. Now in terms of our oscillators, we have 2 for a sell, 8 for neutral, 1 for a buy, and then moving average, it is dead neutral right now. So we are cooling off and we're waiting to see if we're going to start to get that next move to the upside. Would I jump in and put all my chips in right now, guys? I wouldn't. I would look for more of that laddering technique to where you say, okay, 95, I believe with the Bitcoin having everything that's going to take place, I believe that's a good price. So maybe you put 20% of your capital, and then if it drops a little bit more, another 20, and then off that 200 day where I believe we would get some type of a bounce there, that's where you can put a bigger buy order if we do get down into that area. But one thing you never want to do is just to throw all your money in at once. I think that's the wrong decision to do, because in this space, I think laddering even out of a position, so say you're taking profits or whatnot, to ladder out of it, because in this space things can be so manipulated and they can work in different ways than what the technical book may say. And I also wanted to point out too, we have now closed below, right here we had to close below that 20 EMA that I've been paying a lot of attention to as well. So on the short term, we did come back up. We tried to test it, but we've been pushed back down. So we're going to have to see where the candle closes today. I think the candle close for today is going to be extremely important in what type of candle it's going to be. Is it going to be a spinning top? Is it going to turn into some type of, doji candle type deal where we're just really having that fight, that indecision of where we potentially could go next? So that's on the 1 day chart. And next what I want to do is go out to the 1 week chart. So as we scroll out here, we're going to look at these moving averages as well. So looking at the 1 week, we are up above our 20 EMA, we're up above our 40, we're up above our 50, and our 200-day moving average. So right now, guys, things are looking pretty good still on the weekly. This is just common. You have to retrace. You have to have those areas of breathing. Just like over here, the last time we had that massive run, if you take a look at this, we would pump up, and then we would retrace down. I want to put a measuring tool on this for you as well, just to kind of see. So here, look how low we ended up going. That move there was to the downside 41%. That's how much before we hit this next bullish engulfing candle and made a strong move up to the upside. And then we had another retracement of 40%. I mean, guys, these are really big moves, retracements. Bitcoin pumps extremely hard and it dumps extremely hard, and you have to be able to control your emotions. One of the most difficult things is sitting in a position where it starts to become a little bit of a loser, but you understand why you're in that trade and you believe it's going to go higher. Obviously have your stop losses in, but to be able to sit in a slight loss waiting for that next move to happen, that's patience, and that's what we need in this space, guys. As you can see here, I mean, we're coming out of a 6-month downtrend, and that's important to know that we did just complete a 6-month downtrend, and now we're trying to change that trend in the intermediate term. And if we throw on a Fibonacci from our swing low up to our swing high, we ended up retracing exactly to that 0.618. It's funny how these things work out, and this is why I try to talk to you all and have you learn about technical analysis, trends, candles, all this stuff. It repeats itself time and time again. And if you can start learning it, obviously there's going to be manipulation dumps, but it can be so beneficial for your trading career. Guys, like I said, I'm still getting into this. I don't want to keep you too long on this, but I'm still getting into trading. I've been actively trading now for about 2 years. I've been in the crypto space for a little over 2.5 years. This spring will be 3 years, but as I've continued to learn more stuff, when we have these retracements, I used to freak out, and now I just know it's part of the game. Yeah, are there key spots that I don't want to drop below? I don't want to drop below on the 1 week chart below that 50. I think that would be a critical area for us, and that's down around 8,379. But moving averages are going to be important. Watching the trends going to be important. What the candlesticks are doing off support and resistances, that type of stuff is going to be the most important. So to the upside, what we need to get through is going to be that 10,300. Then I'm going to look up to 11,000. Then it's going to be at 12,077. Then up to 12,885. And then to the downside, I would look for that 8,800 to hold, and for us to not drop back below that 200-day moving average. We need to find support off that. We've broken up above it. The bulls got us up above it. They need to defend that area. And also, I wanted to see us defend $10,000. Psychologically, now we have to try to break back through it again. It's overhead resistance again. That's what I don't like about it. But we needed this cool off. We're just going to have to see what happens. Everyone be patient out there, in my opinion. Just really relax, take a big deep breath. We're in an uptrend. We've been in an uptrend. Looking back here to the 1-day chart, let's take a look. We started our uptrend. So when we really came up here, I'll go from this higher low right here with the bullish engulfing candle. So when we really started it, I would say around January 4th. So since January 4th, we have been in this nice uptrend, or even a little bit before that. So typically, if trends can make it past 4 weeks, they want to continue on, and we're going to have to see if that's the case for Bitcoin now. But just be calm, guys. Be patient. That's what I can tell you right now. You don't necessarily want to, sell right out now. We even drop a little bit more. A lot of people sell right down in this area, and then that's when the whales will step back in and we get the next huge move to the upside, something along these lines. That's just how it happens in this game, and you have to be prepared for it, guys. Like I said, I'm not a wizard. I'm not a prophet in this space. All I do is go off the technicals, everything that I've learned, and implement it into this. So if you get some from this, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. God bless each and every one of you. Appreciate you being here with me today. You guys are great. Take care.